This is a 50 Shades Darker movie review. I'm so awkward, I'm sorry. Hello! My name is Not Leia, and we are back with some reviews. I am not in my dorm room right now because I am home for the weekend, and I watched the 50 Shades Darker movie with my mother. I enjoyed the movie. It was a good movie. One thing I'm going to say first, before we get started with the review of 50 Shades Darker, is that if you did not read the books, you will think it is a really bad movie. If you did read the books, you will like the movie, I think, generally speaking. It was a really good movie. It was great. This is spoilers, by the way. So it started with Christian Grey having one of his nightmares, which was, I think, a very solid way of starting the movie, you know? It gave us a glimpse into the Christian Grey that we had not seen yet in the movie version. Now, if you read the book, obviously, or the books, the whole series, you've obviously seen this side of Christian, but in the movies, I'm 98% sure that you hadn't seen that yet. So then it moved to Anastasia Steele and her receiving flowers from Christian Grey. And that was cute, and she almost threw them away, and then she didn't, and it just showed the tension. I don't think that it was done the way I remember it in the book. I remember her being, like, completely upset. Let me see. Here it is. And so a pattern develops. Wake, work, cry, sleep. Well, try to sleep. I can't even escape him in my dreams. So she's really upset about not being with Christian anymore. She's thinking about him all the time, crying, and I didn't really see that aspect in the movie, but it didn't really take away from anything, you know? Also, the art gallery, Jose's art gallery, when she went in the book, she went with Christian, and that's how they got back together. In the movie, she went by herself and Christian was there, which was a little bit different, but honestly did not take away, and that's totally fine. They got back together really quickly, which I'm pretty sure they did in the books too, because Anastasia Steele is a little bit frustrating sometimes. And that's okay. People are frustrating in real life, honestly. I've learned that. People are frustrating in real life, so Anastasia Steele is a little bit frustrating in the movie and in the books. She's frustrating all around. She goes back to Christian constantly, even though he hurts her, and honestly, I ship it, so like, go ahead. When Christian Grey bought all of the portraits of Anna in both the book and the movie, honestly, I was a little bit uncomfortable, only because, like, I mean, at the same time, I wasn't, but I was. It does, you know, maybe like one, because, yeah, she's cute and lovely, but also you were broken up at the time. It's really obsessive. They had an argument, which they didn't really have in the movie. They didn't really argue as much in the movie. But then in the movie when they have a discussion, and then Christian Grey says, "I hate fighting," and she's like, "That wasn't a fight, that was just communicating," that was accurate, so that was hands clapping. Alright. Then they eat because he notices that Anastasia lost a lot of weight, which was not discussed in the movie, and I think it kind of should have been, because she was so upset over this breakup that she stopped eating and, like, lost a ton of weight, and they were broken up for a really long time. And the movie kind of hinted at how long it was, but it also kind of didn't. I guess it wasn't really a long time, it was like a week, but still, you know what I mean. It was good, though. It was good. It just seemed like so much more happened in the book than in the movie, which is always. Like, I can't be upset with that because always. Mrs. Robinson, aka Elena Lincoln. She made me just as mad in the movie as she did in the book, to be honest. With Anna being super duper jealous of her and, like, uncomfortable with her and Christian still being friends, like, I understand to an extent, but also she was being a little bit crazy about it. Also, I've never been in her situation, so I wouldn't understand her being so, like, obsessively jealous and getting so angry about going to the salon and all of those things. It just, like, I would have been angry, but I also wouldn't have walked out. Maybe I'm not as stubborn as she is, or maybe I'm not. Then when Elena was at the ball, the masquerade ball, and she told Anna that she wasn't good for Christian, and Anna totally blew her off, I was like, Elena, who are you? It is not your place to say, you know? She did that in a book, so that was good. It's like, it wasn't her place to say it. Like, literally stay out of their business. You're just business partners with Mr. Grey now, so. And then at the party, when she went up, after the announcement of their engagement, when Elena went up to Anna and was like, I see you didn't take my warning, and like literally get out of her face, you're so rude. And then when Anna dumped the water in her, or the whatever she had, the alcohol in her face, that was just so funny. And then Christian just happened to come up and say something just as his mom happened to come up, and then mom slapped Elena. It was just very well executed, but also a little bit coincidental, you feel. I mean, it's fine. It's fine. One part with that of where his mom found out about him and Elena's relationship was that Kate actually found out, I'm not sure how, but like found out about him at some point or another. I thought it was in this book, meaning it should have been in this movie, but maybe I'm wrong. But she found out and she was really mad, and she's the one who like confronted Anna at this party, at his birthday party. So I'm pretty sure that happened. I don't know where it would be to like look, so I don't really know. So yeah, there was that. Not really much else to say on that. So let's go to Layla, whoever the heck she is. In the book, I read it as Layla just because I'm really crazy about the pronunciation of names, if you noticed my channel name. Not Leia, because that is not my name. I called her Layla, but in the movie they called her Leela, so whatever. But anyway, so Leela was just insane, and I'm really glad that they did it so well. When Leela showed up with the gun at Anna's apartment when she was moving in with Christian, it was like, her motives seemed genuine. Like, they seemed, well, obviously it was an actress, but they seemed genuine. So she was like, what do you have that I don't? I'm gonna freaking kill you. And then I don't think Anna's reaction was quite as genuine. Like, I think it matched the book, but I also imagined it a little more frantic, probably because we were inside her head and not just watching it. But she was just like, put the gun down. And I would have been like, put the gun down, you know? So it was just a little bit off, but it was also the same as the book, so I can agree-ish. When Christian came in to confront Leela, whatever, he just did the fancy Dom tricks with the hands. That was interesting. I don't know how I felt about it, because I don't remember it being just hand tricks. I remember him like commanding her and her falling into submissive mode, which was a little bit weird because I guess I only know strong, independent women, and I don't really know any women that are super submissive like that, or that could be like that. I don't really know how to explain that. When he was just like, and she did whatever, I was like, oh. I actually read a post on Facebook from one of my friends, and he said that it was a joke, obviously. He said he tried the thing from the movie where he had a girl point a gun at him and then he did Jedi motions with his hands, but she still shot him, and I was like, it was funny. So Anna's reaction to the Jedi hand motion thingy that Christian Grey was doing was, well, I don't know if I understood it completely. I mean, I've never been in her situation, obviously, so, like, I don't know exactly how I would react for real, but rationally speaking, like, thinking ahead, like, if this were to happen to me, I don't know if I would have cried and ran away. I don't know if it would have upset me the way that it upset her. You know? I didn't really understand why, and if it wasn't explained it was explained in the movie, but if it hadn't been, I would have been really confused and it would bother me a lot more. But it was explained later that she saw how Leela, whatever, was with him, and was really, like, not jealous, but, like, felt like she couldn't give him what he needed. Well, I guess it makes sense, but at the same time, like, I wasn't feeling it. So, the last thing I want to talk about is Jack Hyde. So, he is Anastasia's boss and at SIP. I imagined him, Jack Hyde, in the book, uglier. He was a lot cuter in the movie than I, like, envisioned him. So when he, like, approached Anna in that way, like the unwanted sexual encounter that occurred, it made me less uncomfortable than if he was really ugly. I don't know why, because there's like a thing with cute guys. Like, I know it was still unwanted and still bad, but like it made me less uncomfortable and less creeped out. I mean, I was still creeped out and uncomfortable, but less so. So also, the New York trip that was canceled because of this sexual harassment in the movie version actually happened in the book. They actually did go to New York, and the sexual encounter thing where they did, sexual harassment encounter thing that happened was after that. Because in New York is when Christian Grey, like, followed her and was all creepy, obsessive boyfriend type. And yeah, it was just a big argument, a big thing that just added to their whole conflict that wasn't in the movie. However, it didn't really take too much away from the plotline of the movie, if you get what I'm saying. The ending of the movie where we were all at Christian Grey's birthday party and they were watching the fireworks and he just proposed and it was all fun. Cutting to Jack Hyde smoking his cigarette and looking creepily into his notebook was a very solid ending because it really sets up for what is to come in the next movie, I assume, because this is what comes in the next book, because some crazy shit goes down and I'm ready, so excited. But that is all I have for this video. Like this video, give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, comment down below your opinions on the movie and any tips for me to get better at reviewing movies, because this was a little weird. Subscribe if you haven't already and join my family. So everybody have a great morning, and if I don't see you later, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. He was like, I said he was like 12 times already, so I'm gonna use a different word.